Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to Inspired Delusions.
If you're new here, my name is Kayma.
And I'm Olivia.
And we are your delusional besties.
Hey besties.
Hey besties.
What the frick is up?
How are you guys? We missed you.
We missed you a lot.
We forgot to tell you that we were releasing Brad episode last week. And what do you think?
Did you guys love it? We've had actually a lot of people message us and it's like, oh my God, like Brad Yates, like this is crazy.
I know.
One of my old clients messaged me and she was like, my jaw dropped when I saw Brad was on the pod. I was like, I know, right?
Yeah, ours did too.
Yeah.
I don't know if we told you guys how it came about, but it came about really randomly and fell into our lap and was such an aligned opportunity that, like, duh, of course manifestation is real.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times we share with you guys who we want on the pod, aka Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Dr. Joe.
He's our next target.
He's target. It's hilarious. Literally.
He's the next person our next big person to talk to the besties.
Yeah.
But we also, Olivia and I, have a list of guests that we would love to come on that we don't share with you guys. And obviously Brad was on it.
Yeah.
And the way it just so easily manifested, we're like, yeah, like this shit is real. Like if you put your attention on something and you say it's going to happen, it will happen. And the best way for it to happen is in an unknown manner.
Yeah. Well, just like a lot of times it'll be completely unknown. And it's like I would have not guessed that we would have Brad on like so soon.
Quickly.
Yeah, so quickly. Yeah. And then him so easily coming on the podcast was very shocking.
And just like the flow of the conversation. Like obviously we talked to him a little bit before and after, and he's such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Obsessed with him.
So sweet. So yeah, hopefully you guys love that podcast episode. I know we did. And I know we loved talking to him while it was live because we were just like having so many like bar after bar after bar realizations.
He's such a wise man. I feel like every other sentence is a quote.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
It was so good. But yeah. So we're going to talk about some of the things he talked about today. And just catching up with you guys.
Yeah, a little catch up episode.
A little catch up. We're really up. I think last time, did we tell them that we were doing the Dr. Joe challenge or no?
Oh yeah, we told them, but we had told you guys we were only doing the pineal gland meditation for 7 days.
Yeah.
But we've extended it. We're doing it until I think the rest of July.
Yeah.
/ maybe it will be a habit that sticks and we just continue to always do it.
Yeah, but just for updates on that, I feel like we really have. I feel like we have been quantum leaping a lot. I got offered or I got requested to be a speaker at my first it's like it's a conference. It's a conference. I got asked to be a speaker there, so that's really cool. I saw that when I got back from visiting Arkansas, which by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys know, I'm from Arkansas. Really random, but your girl's a big city girl now. From Arkansas.
She's from Arkansas. I always call Arkansas. You're living the big city dream.
Yeah. And by the way, that was going home or going back to Arkansas, going home is always very like, I was trying to explain it to maybe you, but I was like, oh, it's always humbling going home. It's actually the opposite of humbling. It's actually very much like, oh my God, I've actually come so far. And in a good way. I love Arkansas. I love my family. I love everything. But I think it's just, I don't maybe go as we all do, we get into this habit of not like hyping ourselves up, right? We always remind y'all and ourselves to look at your hype me up note and like remind yourself of how far you've come, because your brain, you get to this next level and then you normalize it, right? Like right now, and listen, we're going to be bragging along this episode. We actually are. But we, like me and you, for example, like we really are doing so freaking good. Yeah. We're so impressive. This podcast is so impressive. And we're living in Los Angeles. Like we really have so many things going on, but sometimes we just don't like give ourselves enough credit. Yeah. And I feel like going home for me was kind of like that, where I was like, oh, I actually am that girl. Like I've actually come so freaking far and I'm really proud of myself. So
yeah, you should be proud of yourself. And a lot of it too, I think what we were talking about with you going home, it's not even materialistic. It's also just the thoughts. Like some of your old friends who you were speaking to or old acquaintances that you were talking to, you're like, oh, your mindset. Like I'm so abundant and rich because I know that I can rewire my mind, because I know that the universe always has my back, because I know that if I have a desire on my heart, it's mine to get, and it's not something that like, oh, like it won't happen to me type of mentality. Yes. And I think through some of the conversations you're having, you're like, oh, damn, like we're really up. Our listeners, our besties are really up. Our community members are really up, because it is a privilege to have access to and then truly believe in your heart that spirituality, manifestation, law of assumption, law of attraction, that all of that works.
Yes.
Because if everybody knew this and if everyone, put themselves out there and try to believe in it, I mean, we'd probably have utopia and world peace because everyone would just no, literally. Oh yeah, there is a saying for that. It's New Earth.
We have New Earth right now. Yeah, totally. Actually, I was also thinking about that of like, if you have the ability to, gain access to knowledge, right? You have the knowledge, you have the safety, if you have your basic needs met. And then there's something else I was thinking, like, yeah, if you have your basic needs met, if you have the knowledge, and if you have a little bit of time, those are like the 3 factors that equate to being able to manifest anything that you want. Like we go back, me and you like go back and forth between like, oh, anyone can do it. Like anyone can do it versus, there's obviously some people who are,
it's absolutely a privilege.
It's such a privilege to be able to like manifest and be able to be in the position to, manifest and not be in like for real, like fight or flight survival mode.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about that. That's a little bit different from me going home, but to all of our listeners, if you guys have those 3 categories, if you have a little bit of time, you have your basic needs met, and then you have knowledge, obviously you have our podcast, so you're so lucky. You really have the tools to be able to manifest everything that you want. And we're so lucky and so blessed. And I think we just don't, we forget that sometimes.
We do forget that. I think we get caught up in the momentum of the day to day.
Totally.
And even going back to maybe not looking at the hype me up notes or just telling ourselves that we're so proud of ourselves or patting ourselves on the back. It's because, and like, I mean, I was talking about that, I think 2 episodes ago, where I was like kind of getting caught up with our numbers or I don't know. I was getting caught up with stuff with the admin portion.
Yeah.
And then, doing a bird's eye view. And I was like, oh my gosh, like we're really kind of up and we're really doing our thing with the whole indie podcast. Like and just like even quitting our jobs in this economy in this political climate and all the things, and just we're out here putting ourselves out there is crazy. And even that alone is
impressive.
So impressive.
Totally.
Beyond impressive. And I'm like, okay. So a reminder, you guys, to really hype yourselves up.
A reminder, we're actually really impressive. By the way.
A reminder to hype yourselves up and give yourself credit where credit is due, because you were all doing amazing.
Yeah, totally. Hype yourself up. Yes. Okay. So we wanted to talk a little bit about what Brad spoke to us on.
Yes, you guys, there's a quote he said. I have to pull it up because I'm still trying to memorize it because it's taking me out. Not anymore. It was taking me out. Okay, I found it. So Brad said, the extent to which we don't have what we say we want tends to be the extent to which we are resisting it. When I had first heard this quote, Olivia showed it to me, I was so mind boggled. I was like, what does that mean? And I know obviously Brad touched on it last episode when we brought it up, but everything comes back to your subconscious.
Yes.
Everything comes back to your subconscious beliefs. And what is a belief? We say this literally every single week. It's just a thought that you think over and over and over again. So we literally have the power with neuroplasticity to rewire what we're thinking.
Yeah.
If we really, really, really want something consciously and we feel like we're striving for it in the 3D, we think our energetics are aligned with it and we're still not making progress, we have to take a second to just slow down, have that radical honesty, and just sense in our body, listen to our thoughts and be like, okay, where is there resistance actually in here?
We have to recognize what's going on. Back to our formula. I feel like we haven't mentioned our formula in a while.
We haven't talked about the 3 R's in a bit.
Yeah, the 3R formula, guys. We've really simplified everything you've ever needed to know about manifesting, about healing, about growth in our 3R formula. Okay. First R, recognize. Okay. Second R, rewire. And third R, regulate. So what you were just talking about is very much in the first R, like recognize. You have to recognize what you're even thinking first, recognize what those subconscious beliefs or subconscious blocks are. And I mean, Abraham Hicks, back to the 3 R's just real quick. So then the second R is rewire. You have to rewire your subconscious beliefs, right? Once you figure it out, then you have to rewire it and then regulate your nervous system, because we're always talking about how important it is to regulate your nervous system, because our body also affects our mindset, affects what kind of thoughts we're going to be thinking, affects our like vibration, our frequency. And if your nervous system isn't ready, to step into the next level of you, or to hold the next level of you, the next version of your life, then you're going to kind of resist it. So
yeah, which is why honestly I love EFT tapping, is because you kind of do all 3 of those steps in one.
Yes.
And it's so quick. And like Brad was saying, it was such a good analogy how he was saying it's kind of like medicine, right? Sometimes it works as a painkiller, you take it and right away you see like clearance.
Yeah, or relief.
Or
right?
Change, right? You're like, oh, aha moment, right? And then he said sometimes it's like a vitamin where you take it and it's working, but it builds up over time. You just have to be consistent with it, and there's evidence that proves that it is working.
Yeah, him describing it as a vitamin was so perfect.
Right.
Like, that's so true. And that's a lot of mindset work in general.
That's
like,
all mindset
it's
work.
Literally all
and
mindset
all
work.
Nervous system regulation.
Yeah, like, so obviously there can be sometimes where there's this huge release, this huge whatever, but then it is all like vitamins, where it's like, I promise, like, you just have to keep doing it, keep taking that vitamin over and over again, and then eventually you're going to really, really, really feel those benefits.
Yeah.
So I loved how he described it. And back to, us holding back what we want, essentially, like if you want something, we're the ones holding it back. That's also what Abraham Hicks says. That's really what Abraham Hicks talks about, of like, ask and it is given. And it's like, as soon as you ask for something, God, source, the universe is immediately trying to like give it to you. And then we just sometimes hold it back from our, our vibration, our beliefs or whatever. And so, yeah, guys, stop holding it back. Okay. That's again, taking radical responsibility to change your life.
Yeah. So how do you put yourself into receiver mode or receivership? I think for me for both of us, actually, we've been really working on our self-devotion or discipline, right? Yeah. We talked about that a couple episodes ago. And so we've been really trying to embody the women we want to be, and putting ourselves in receivership is just doing the things that we say we're going to do.
Ooh, yeah.
And putting ourselves a little closer, moving the pendulum a little more towards our future selves.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, that's how I can control, I guess, being in receivership mode. It's just by doing the things.
Yeah, doing the things. I mean, okay, how other ways to be in receivership mode? I think gratitude is a big one. Dr. Joe says gratitude.
I take it back. It's gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. I take it back.
Gratitude is number one.
Okay, gratitude is number one. Self-devotion number two.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, so gratitude is a huge one. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you automatically start bringing in more things to be grateful for. Dr. Joe, love that quote. And then I would think another way is like assuming it's already yours. Moving and embodying the energy and the feelings and the thoughts and beliefs of what you would need to have if you already had everything you want. Very much on like the law of assumption. Very much on law of assumption vibes, and moving in the way, hey, it's already mine. Like, it's already mine. Redirecting. If you ever like doubt or, have a negative belief or a limiting belief or whatever, just redirect and really hold the vision. I wanted to mention one of our members recently sent in the big wins, how it's like this is a perfect example of like holding the vision and just assuming it's yours. She was on, like, I think it was like Forever 21 or Zara or something, maybe Zara.
Yeah.
And she wanted a bag and it was sold out. And then she was going to check a few hours later, and she just told herself, hey, I'm going to get that bag. It's already mine. And she checked, bought it, and then it was immediately sold out after.
Yeah.
And so that's just a perfect example of like, you really, if you hold the vision, it doesn't matter what your 3D is saying. It's like, hey, it's going to work. It'll work.
Yeah.
But yeah, and self-devotion for sure. So I guess there's a lot of ways that you can move in that energy. But yeah, we love Brad. We love EFT tapping. This is a reminder. And this is a quick plug to our community, quick of like, we're doing live EFT tapping sessions with our members every week. So if you want to do tap, and we keep getting comments saying we lead the best EFT tapping. Sorry, Brad. Sorry, Brad. But anyways, we love him. And what else did we want to talk about today? We wanted to share a new definition of manifesting. New definition just dropped. Everyone lock in. Someone commented this on one of my TikToks. It was like, hey, is it delusional, or is it just seeing before everyone else does? And I was like, oh my God, yes. Like, manifesting and being delusional is just seeing something, right? Holding the vision of something before everyone else does. No one else is seeing it yet. But if you can see it, and if you hold the vision long enough, that's going to be your reality. Like, it really is up to you.
Yeah, I feel like Jesus stays saying that in the Bible.
Jesus. Shout out.
Our number one guy. Yeah, I feel like he's always like, you need to believe before you see, and just hold the vision. And obviously Neville Goddard talks about that all the time. Yeah, being delusional, law of assumption, let luck meet preparation / a little sprinkle of law of detachment, and that's the equation.
Yeah,
that's the equation. And if you mess up, redirect. Just tell yourself it's okay. Like, it's never the first thought that counts. It's always the second thought.
Ooh, that was really good.
It's never the first thought. If it happens, if it's a little intrusive thought, just be like, no thanks, actually, and then reaffirm five times the opposite.
Yeah.
Right? Just tell yourself like, no, it's okay. Like, I get to choose. I am in control of my thoughts. I get to choose what I'm thinking, and I am choosing to think X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you want to explain the situation where you reminded yourself of it's the second thought that counts?
It's the second thought that counts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confession time. I'm just kidding. It's not a confession.
It's not a confession.
It's a perfect example.
It is a good.
Give the people what they want. They love the real life examples.
Okay. I fell into some money.
Yeah.
I fell into some money, guys. No, sorry guys, I had to cut because Olivia started laughing too hard.
No, literally.
No, I didn't fall into money. I wish. Not yet.
You did. You did fall into money.
I was sent some money. I don't know why. It was so random. Obviously, duh. Thank you, universe. You made that happen.
Money can come from unexpected ways. And so I was sent some money, and my first thought when I saw it initially was, oh, like, it's not even that much. Like, like, cool. Like, I love that I'm getting money, but like, it's not even that much. And then immediately, like within a second, I was like, what am I even saying? And I immediately said, thank you, universe. Galore. I have everything I need and more. This is so unexpected. Money comes to me in unexpected ways. I feel so blessed to have received this, because why would the frequency be different between this amount of money versus maybe $1 million if that came in the mail, right? Yeah.
And so it's like, I need to hold that same frequency for everything, because at the end of the day, I'm receiving a gift from the universe, and I'm abundant and I'm blessed. And in that moment, I felt kind of bad, but I was like, but it's never the first thought that counts. It's always the second thought, because in the second thought, it's all about the intention and being intentional. And so that's where that conversation with Olivia and I started.
Yeah. But I mean, that's so true. Like, if you got a little bit of money or whatever, I feel like that goes to the idea of how the universe is always watching our reactions. Yeah. It's like, hey, let's say if you got $50 and then you're like, oh, boo, this is boo. And the universe is gonna be like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna give you another gift. Right. Or just any gifts in general. Right. Versus, if you have that reaction of like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Thank you. Like, thank you, maybe give you even more, but thank you. Type of vibes. That's a much better reaction than just looking at it and being like, damn, it's not even that much. It's like completely random. Like, shit, that's not even that much.
No, I was like numb to it. I was like, oh, okay.
But we really
but in reality too, it was a decent amount of money. I don't know what was going on. It wasn't me. That was the old version of me. But it's all about holding that vibration, that frequency, and that feeling of abundance. And I want to be really intentional about feeling abundant in every situation, whether it has relation to money or not. Yeah. And so that was kind of a learning lesson for myself too. Yeah. To just kind of put things back into perspective for myself. Totally. So if you guys have weird thoughts the first time around, or intrusive thoughts, or even, I mean, this applies to anxiety too, you are in control of your thoughts, and you can switch your thought immediately. Yeah. As soon as you recognize, oh, this is not the vibes, this is not what I want to be thinking, just switch it in that moment and carry the energy with what you do want to be thinking. And that's where the shifts happen.
Redirect. You can redirect at any moment. So I love that. It's the second thought that counts. Don't beat yourself up for the first thought. I feel like a lot of people come to us and they're like, hey, like, I'm feeling so, or like, I had a negative thought, or, I had a bad reaction to something. And it's like, hey, you can switch at any moment. Like, you really can. You can switch your vibe. You can switch your thoughts. You can switch your beliefs or whatever at any moment. And so give yourself grace, notice it, be proud of yourself for even noticing. Because really, what would not be good is if you saw that, had your initial reaction, and then just kept that going forward. Yeah. If you're like, well, boo, like, but you caught it, switched, and that's what really matters.
hey universe, keep sending me unexpected money.
Thank you. Oh, actually,
thank you. Make it happen.
Totally. Oh yeah. First of all,
I think we did tell them.
Yeah.
But
A
Olivia
reminder.
and I have been saying,
universe,
make it happen. Thank you.
Make it happen. Thank you.
I feel like it's a mix between the two of us where we're demanding by saying make it happen, but then we're being sweet by saying thank you and not cussing out our angels. But yeah, universe, make it happen. Thank you.
Make it happen. Thank you. Oh, and we had someone message us, which we love everyone giving us messages and feedback and comments and all this stuff. We love it, love it, love it. And someone messaged us the other day and was like, shout out Kat for the sold out show. She messaged us and said, basically she was like, she used the universe make it happen thank you technique, and she ended up selling out her show, which was unexpected. And
she had been visualizing beforehand that she wanted a sold out show.
Yes.
And then
she didn't know how it was going to
happen. I don't believe the show was sold out. And then right before the show, someone came up to her and essentially was like, oh my gosh, the show is sold out. And it was exactly how she imagined it. And so she was excited. So thank you for sending us that. 'Cause that's so cool. Because I mean, we love when we see other people win.
Yes.
And a win is a win, no matter how big or small. Some other people have been sending us messages about small wins where like that's huge, babe. Yeah. Congratulations.
No small wins.
But universe, make it happen. Thank you.
Universe, make it happen. Thank you. And that is really heavy on you don't need to know the how. Like you don't need to know the how. Kat, she did not know how, her show was going to get sold out, but she was just imagining it being sold out. Hey, universe, make it happen. Like really, really focusing on imagining the end goal, imagining the end result, imagining you already having exactly what you want and leaving the how up to the universe. That is not your job. You do not need to know the how. That's the universe. Make it happen. Thank you.
Yeah. And honestly, that's receivership too. It's just telling yourself over and over again, it's none of my business. None of my business. I set an intention. It's going to happen. How it happens, when it happens, it's not up to me. Yeah. So let me just relax and let me wait like the princess I am, like the queen I am, and wait for the universe to do its job.
And if you are in that vibe, if you feel like you're a princess, if you feel like you're a queen, that's how the universe is going to treat you. That's how the world is going to treat you. And that was another point we wanted. I was just going to say, actually, that goes to our point that we wanted to talk about of me and Kames. And you know what? Let me not put words in your mouth, but I think you're going to agree of like, we are low key, like obsessed with ourselves. Like we're low key kind of obsessed with ourselves of like,
do you think I agree?
Yeah. I mean, I think,
she's correct.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why would I not be?
Well, I didn't know how.
Why would we not
humble
be?
You want to be?
Yeah, because I'm low key.
Let me know.
I am low key, but the obsession's there. The self-love is deep.
The self-love is really deep, and I feel like me and you go like we bounce back and forth off each other, and it's on. I've really noticed like when I'm really hyping myself up, I feel like you start to hype yourself up more and vice versa. Like when you start really like loving yourself and hyping yourself up, I'm like inspired to do the same and feel the same way about myself. Yeah. And about you too, of course. Well, I guess, but I guess it goes both ways. I'm like, actually, yeah, she loves Olivia. I love her even more. I guess.
It's like ricocheting the energy between the two of us.
No, literally.
And hopefully we're that for you guys. Yeah. Hopefully you guys listen to our episodes and feel empowered and feel like those bad bitches and know that you're worthy of everything and can do whatever and are either already obsessed with yourselves or becoming more obsessed with yourselves because it really is so powerful.
It's so powerful. And, sometimes it's a practice. Like I would definitely not say I've always been like this. We've talked about that. Like I was a little bit more like insecure, just like hard on myself or whatever. Definitely not as like outwardly confident and whatnot. But the thing is, I really believe when you are loving yourself and you're obsessed with yourself, like I think other people start treating you that way. I think you inspire other people to be obsessed with themselves. Like whenever I see let's say, a woman like being so confident and down bad for herself, it hypes me up. I'm like, oh heck yes. Like I love that. And if it doesn't feel like that, I didn't always feel like that for me. I think sometimes in the past, like when I was like, quote unquote unhealed, which that's not really accurate, but like before I've like done a lot of this mindset work, I think I would see people who have a ton of confidence and really like obsessed with themselves, and I would get a little bit triggered. And I think that can happen for some people, but being triggered is also a gift. Being triggered is also a gift. So it's like, if you are being triggered by someone's confidence or someone's life or whatever, that can be a sign. That can be a sign. Hey, you're meant to feel good about yourself too. If that's triggering something in you, maybe look within and figure out what's triggering.
Yeah, I think something that got me out of that mindset was the idea that we can all be a light in the room.
Yeah.
There doesn't have to just be one light. And yeah, I mean, that gave me a lot of comfort. I was like, wait, we don't need to compare. Like, we can all be the best. We can all be those girls.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's what all our friends here and all my best friends at home, they're all those girls. Like, they're all it girls.
Yeah.
And so it makes me excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely the sharing of energy and the being like, oh my gosh, you're looking so good, you feel so confident, you're so happy, you're so up. I want to feel that way too. It's definitely inspirational.
Yeah, so hopefully we can be that for you guys, because you guys know we're obsessed with ourselves. You should be too, with us and yourself. But actually, so being obsessed with yourself is essentially raising your self-concept. And we wanted to do a quick plug about our self-concept glow-up guide we recently launched. I don't think we've even talked about it on the podcast, but you might have seen us talk about it on socials. But we recently launched it's literally 60 pages. It's damn near a book. Like, an ebook.
It is a book.
It's an ebook of a self-concept glow-up guide, which goes into our 3R formula, which goes into how to raise your self-concept, which goes into shadow work, like a bunch of different ways to rewire, a bunch of different ways to regulate. And we're really proud of it.
Yeah,
so
we are proud. It was a lot of fun making it.
It was a lot of fun in making it.
And it just reinforced our beliefs.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a good tool to have for you guys.
Yeah, so if you want to get that, we'll put that in the show notes, make it available for you. But raising your self-concept is key, baby. It really is. If you raise your self-concept, you raise your entire life, like everything. And what's cool, obviously we talk about being delusional and like having really, really big delusional goals and manifestations and like figuring out exactly what you want. But what's cool about like raising your self-concept is if you raise your self-concept, your entire life gets better automatically. Like, even if you don't exactly know what you want, your life's gonna start getting better. People are gonna start treating you better. More opportunities are gonna come. You're gonna start being nicer to yourself. Like, your self-concept really controls everything.
Yeah, and I even want to point out, even if things aren't necessarily shifting right away outside of you, I think the mind shift and the perspective shift is so amazing.
Totally.
Because I mean, that happened to me when we first started the podcast. I was telling you guys, I was trying to be really, really intentional about how I showed up at work every day. And I had to shift my mindset to being, today is going to be an amazing day no matter what. And I was still probably having just as hard of days beforehand, but my perspective on everything shifted. And so I just felt so good during and after shifts because my mindset changed. And I was like, well, I'm that bitch. My patients, like, they're obsessed with me. They love me. They're going to be healed, whatever. Like, it's going to be a good work day. My coworkers, we're all friends. We're going to get along. We're going to help each other. It doesn't matter that the ER is on fire. We're going to like get through it. And I think that also applies to real life as well. And just like feelings of being like, okay, like I feel really good about myself. It doesn't matter what's happening outside of me. I'm always going to have a positive perspective. And I think we definitely have a glass half full perspective because our self-concept is so high. And I notice it even with some of our friends who, you know, we'll all be out and a situation will happen that we'll all see and experience. And then the way you and I think of it and note it is way different than our other friend who's with us who had the exact same experience. And it's like, oh, okay, it doesn't even have to be this huge shift outside of you. It's just what you think and what you believe. And that is so powerful.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, this is also random, but that reminds me of how we are also reinforced constantly when we talk to other people who aren't like into manifesting as much as we are. We're reinforced at like how good our mindsets are because, for example, when we were at dinner with a few of our girlfriends, like a few weeks ago, it's a long time ago. And I would say like we're all at this particular moment pretty similar in like, you know, financial status, let's just say, you know, in as a general sense. But the way that me and you are like, yeah, you know, we're going to have houses in LA. We're going to have a penthouse in New York. Yeah, we're going to have this, like properties. Like the way we're so delusionally talking so confidently that we know that that's going to be our reality with not very much proof at the moment, at this particular moment. Not
mark our words,
right? And so
flag this episode,
guys. But the way that we're just like so confidently talking,
well, that makes sense to me.
It makes so much sense to me, and it's like, but is that real at the moment? No, but that's just us being delusional. And it's like, who in that situation, someone who is like, well, I realistically, you know, it's going to be hard to like buy a house. It's going to be, it's just this in the future versus us where we're like, no, babe, we're going to have multiple properties. We're going to be like doing so well. Of course, I think, of course, we have a better chance of achieving that
because of our mindset.
Because of our mindset.
Well, here's the deal. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah. Because I'm literally crazy.
Because I'm crazy.
That trend.
No, because it's going to happen because I said it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to happen next month, okay, maybe you got me there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. But yeah, anything I say I want, anything I've ever said I've wanted up until this moment, I've gotten one way or another. And sometimes it hasn't been exactly the way I imagined, but I would even go as far to say it's been better in some scenarios. So I know that everything I'm saying right now, I'm going to get in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And that's on realizing how powerful our mind is, because it's like, of course, we're going to imagine our big delusional goals and dreams because we know our imagination creates.
Yeah.
Like your focused attention is the most powerful thing in the world. If you focus on the life you actually want, that's what's being created. Like whatever you're thinking about, imagining, putting your attention on, that's what's being created. So you might as well focus on and pay attention to the best case scenario, your big delusional goals.
I do want to say I feel immensely blessed that you're my best friend and that my mom is my mom, because without you guys, people would dead ass think I was like not mentally well. They would be like, you're crazy. Because a lot of things that I say
are delusional.
Yeah, they're delusional. They're delusional. And I think, I'm just blessed for you and my mom because I feel safe just being myself and saying the crazy things. And thank God. Yeah. And I hope you guys feel safe with us because we both understand that being delusional, especially when you're by your lonesome, is not always easy, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. It's your truth.
It's your truth.
It's your truth. Some people might have too small of, some people haven't expanded their minds yet. Yeah.
There's always time.
Exactly. Maybe some people haven't expanded their minds yet to see what's possible or, dream big or allow themselves to hope for good things. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's a little bit harder talking to those people, because it's clashes with your big delusional goals and dreams and mindset. But that's why you have us. Mm-hmm. That's why you should join our community so you can actually lock in and talk to us. Mm-hmm. But that's why you listen to the podcast and just like this is your weekly reminder to dream big. And it actually does work. Because I'm saying that sounded like we haven't manifested a lot of things, but we actually have. Like we really have manifested a lot of things. And and I'm really proud of us, and we know we know manifestation works, and we just have such big delusional goals. It feels like we don't have everything at the moment.
I think the more we manifest, the more powerful we realize we are, and then we want more and more and more. And so sometimes when you have such huge goals and there's not necessarily evidence for it in the moment, that's where the delusional part looks or like seems like. And I think that's where we are right now.
Totally.
Is where we're leveling up in what we want. And it seems crazy.
Yeah.
But thank God we have each other.
I know. Thank God we have each other. But then it's on the flip side of that. On the flip side of that, it's remembering how far we actually have come, and reminding ourselves how far we've come. Like we don't know exactly the numbers yet, but we are plugging in like our podcast numbers. And have we said this already? Of like what percentage we're on? Well, anyways, we are in the top 5% of all podcasts, and that's crazy. And we think it's even higher. We think it's like top 3, 2, 3, 4%. We don't really, there's different numbers out there, but we are like, we've grown this podcast so much.
I know.
And thanks to you guys, for real. Thank you guys so much.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you for sharing this podcast. Thank you for giving us ratings. We really would appreciate some ratings on Apple Podcasts. We want it to grow on Apple a little bit more. But we're on the journey to the number one podcast, which is going to happen. We're going to have our billboard on Times Square. We're going to be, you know, in Forbes. Like, it's happening.
Universe, make it happen.
Universe,
thank you.
Make it happen. Thank you. If I can imagine it, it's real.
Ooh, and that should be our last point.
Ooh.
Let's close out with that.
Oh,
so how did we hear about this?
I think probably a TikTok or like a probably TikTok, an article. I read it somewhere. TikTok.
But essentially what we saw or heard was that there's a reason why you're able to dream big, or there's a reason why you have desires on your heart, and your imagination, even though it's your imagination, it's real. And the example that they gave us was, you can't imagine or you can't think of a new color.
Yeah.
You can't think of a color that doesn't exist. But the reason why you're able to think and imagine your big delusional dreams is because somewhere out there on some timeline, they exist.
In the quantum.
It's in the quantum
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that was such a good reminder.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh yeah, you can think, you can imagine your manifestations, your dream reality, because it's real. You can't imagine like a new color because it's either not real or we can't see it or whatever. There might be other colors we can't see. But I like that example.
I do too. In the 3D, we can't imagine a new color because we, for whatever reason, we're like bound to whatever going on in here. But then that just reinforces that you can think your delusional dreams aren't delusional because you can think of them even within the limits of what we're bound by in this reality.
Exactly. So if you can imagine it, it's real, babe. If you can imagine it, there's another version of reality where it's already happening.
Yeah.
You can align to it. It's real for you. And yeah, we love you guys. I think that's all we have for y'all today.
Yeah.
We will see you next week.
Yep.
And yeah, we love you.
Love you, besties.
Bye.